Hey guys, let's start with the session today. So, for today's session, we're gonna start with like FMC and FTD, and it's not gonna be that hard today to do that. I was setting up the topologies, and we're gonna use the same previous topology what we used for the last two sessions, and now we're gonna start with the FTDs. Let me share my screen so that we can start with this. Okay, so like you might be able to see my screen, and since you are like we have a management PC where we will be taking the access for the the HTTPS for the FMCs and FTDs for that, as well as the SSH sessions for that. So I was just I'm able to do the ping for 16, which is FTD1, and 18, which is my FTD2. Okay, so let's go ahead and start configuring that so that they can actually be uh, like uh, able to do the things. Okay, so first we need to do is like take the access of the the FTDs, so that we can actually just go and configure in that way. Now in exams, when you go into the exam, it is going to be you might not be able to get inside an FTD using the CLI. Okay, so for that reasons, what you have to do is go into the management. Since management is connected with every network possible into this, so you can take the SSH using management PC. How are you going to take that? Since you don't have, you might not have putty into the management as well, but your PowerShell will be able to do that. So what you can do is configure SSH in that way, admin, and then basically give the IP address of the uh, SSH so for the FTD one first. So let's go ahead and configure that. So my IP for FTD1 is 161.1.7.16. If I just do you know SSH, let's wait for it like to get me a password prompt. It should give me a password prompt. Yeah, it gave me a password prompt. For me, the user @123 is a password for it as of now. So I'm just like in exams, it can be Cisco itself, like just CISCO or Cisco @123, depending on what Cisco has given you for that. You need to check the address tables as well as the password tables for it so that you will be able to see what it is going to be. So for this, we're gonna just check it out some few things, which is gonna be show interface IP brief. It's like same as the ASA. For this command, you can see that I have my configurations in that way, but I got the access for using 16, which means it's like on the management network. So here management wouldn't actually like show you in that way. Okay, so if I go and show you the running configurations, I guess that's where you can actually see that. Maybe. Okay, never mind. uh Show interface management 0 IP brief. It says unassigned, but I think it's actually already configured because that is the reason I got the access for it. So like I can do one thing is start with the configurations in that way as well. uh let's go ahead and configure that. I need to connect the manager. Okay, so like I have to do the configurations for the FMC. So my FMC IP is .15 for this. So let's go ahead and configure that. Configure manager, add 161.1.7.15, and my password in exams as well as here is going to be Cisco. Let me check if I'm able to get manager up. Yep, my manager is up. Okay, so make sure that, okay, it is successfully like configured in that way. So this is good. Okay, now let's go ahead and configure the second one, which is gonna be 18. So in the manager, I'll just log in into that by the time it is like that way. Okay, password. Okay, now this is also added into that. So these both will be actually showing into this, like the 40 manager. So the 40 managers for this, sorry, the FMC. Okay, so now I like for this, like the first thing we're gonna do is add the the evaluation modes for that. So let's go into systems. When I go into systems, just start with the license, go into smart licenses. In the exams, you will be getting the license accordingly to like to register, and they will be telling you the information to go and register it yourself. But since I don't have any license for the exams, like to like in this lab, okay, so like I can actually just go ahead and do an evaluation mode, press yes, and it is gonna come into the evaluation mode, and it's like showing me for 90 days, and that's how you're gonna practice into the most of the times, okay. So when you go into the exams, it's a different method to go and register the license, and they will be telling you either to go with the evaluations or like going on to the like accordingly to the paper. Okay, so like just read the questions properly, and they will actually tell you about the licenses, like if there is any license configured for it. Might be like the licenses will be pre-configured already for it. Second thing, you have to go and do the configurations and like give the time synchronizations properly. Time synchronization. It's already configured with pre-configurations and all. So we don't have to do that. But in the exams, they will actually give you an NTP server, something with either it's going to be a router or a server. So it can be usually the AD which can be the NTP server as well, or else like going to be a router, typically the router one. Okay, so like we can go and configure in that way as well. So it's going to be r1.cisco.local. And you're gonna have a save button there. So once you click there, time synchronizations will start happening. Then it's all the deployments. Okay, so like the DOO stands for deploy, operate, and optimize. So like for this, like we're gonna deploy the the FTDs now. So let's go ahead and go into devices, device management. So once you're into device management, there are like there's an add button here. Just go there and click on add devices. Okay, so now once you do that, you'll be getting the host name. Okay, so like you'll be getting a host. Host is gonna be your IP address for the the FTD1. Give the name FTD1. I'm sorry. Now the registration key is gonna be your same key which you tried to configure for the manager. So when you gave the command configure management, sorry, configure manager, and then basically you gave the IP of 15, then I used a Cisco key. So this is gonna be the registration Cisco key for that. And now we gonna have to configure the access control policy. So like just go ahead and create a new policy, and like what type of policy is going to be there. So let's go ahead and configure that policy accordingly. So for this, I'm going to configure FTD1. Description is going to be like firewalls, and then the base configurations. For this, like I think it's like going to be blocked for everything, and I'm not going to configure any select any base configurations as of now. Currently it's going to be block all traffic for the default action. Okay, so so that we have the by default action of deny for everything, and then basically we're going to configure permits for like configuring the things for that. Okay, so let's create the policy. Once the policy is created, just go ahead and click on the malware threats and URL filtering for it. I'm trying to like click on this, but okay, it got click later on. So let's go ahead and click on register. Okay. So this got like it's actually getting added. Registration for this has been established and it's in progress. So it's gonna take time for that to get like into the full state for that. So let's go ahead and add the second device by the meantime, which is gonna be your FTD2. So just a moment. Unable discovery FTD FMC local unable to discovery from this is gonna be in progress. Okay. So let's go ahead and do it in FTD2, which is going to be 161.1.7.18 FTD2. FTD2. Same process for this, like since it's a firewall, so like we're gonna do that way. Click on register. Now in the exams, like the interfaces can be pre-configured already. Okay, so like the devices might be added already into the exams, but if there is not, then this is how you're gonna add the devices and then basically configure the interfaces accordingly. So I'll be showing you how to like do the interfaces as well. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem for the exams as well. So, like I'm just gonna show you how to do that, and then we can actually go ahead configure the policies and all kind of things on it. Okay, I got 9 more messages. If this is the case, it's giving me a warning, but I think it's like already added. Okay, It's already added, and like it's actually showing me the device configurations and all. Okay, this guy got added properly, but this one is like having some issues. I don't know why. I gave the access control policy here, and it's like failed to retrieve the status. To deploy device configurations was success. Well, let me just reload the screen. Maybe like it's gonna be in that way. Okay, what is the error? This guy actually got deployed successfully. Deployment for the device is successful. That's a good sign. The second one is still in progress. I guess like once it finishes up, we can start. Okay, that is also deployed now. So once like we have the deployments ready, let's go ahead and do a refresh. Okay, so now let's go ahead and check it out for the the devices. I guess that's some issues. I guess it's because basically because of the the devices like licenses and all. I guess that's the reason it's like that way. But like I've configured the access policies accordingly, and one of the firewalls is showing it to the routed mode, and that's how it's supposed to be in the exams as well. So let's go ahead and configure that. I'll go and press edit. In here, I'll be getting the the interfaces for that. So let's go ahead and configure the interfaces accordingly. So on the gigabit 0 by 0, if we gonna check and like here the gigabit 0 by 0, it's actually connected to the R3 and all kind of things. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure in that way. So mode is gonna be none. Name is gonna be like inside because it's connected to R3 and it's an inside for us. Inside INTF. Let's make an I capital. I'm gonna enable that and I'm gonna make a security zone which is gonna be like internal. Okay, so like just go select new, then give an internal. Press OK. It will create a security zone and give it a name in that way.